Welcome to the Celebrate Brave podcast, the podcast for women in and around the tech industry. Every week, we dive into the conversations, frameworks, and best practices to help you stress less, work less, and earn a lot more. My name is Nicole Steinbach, your host and the International Bravery Coach for Women in Tech. Let's go. Hey, before we get going, if you are listening to this in real time, boy, have I got a surprise and a gift for you. So November is my birthday month, and this year I'm turning 42 years old, which for those of you that are fans of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy means I'm turning the secret to the universe. And to celebrate and to help you leap forward into and through 2023, I'm doing something very special. I'm offering the 5-day Build Your Brave Intensive for free, starting on November 14th, 2022 till November 18th, 2022. I will be hosting a group coaching and learning program to walk you through the Build Your Brave Framework 2.0. You will get at least 5 hours of coaching with me and your fellow participants for free. You'll also get access to my updated, brand new, never seen before worksheets for the Build Your Brave Framework 2.0. Now, in the past, I have charged corporations thousands of dollars for this learning. And earlier in 2022, I did my first open enroll program. Women from that program reported that they increased their salary by double digits. Many women reported that to me. Another woman relocated her family to the city of her choice. Others reported over 50% reduction in stress. 50% reduction in stress. What? Amazing. And this time we are going to be going through the Build Your Brave Framework 2.0. So you cannot miss this opportunity. It's available for everyone and anyone ready to build your brave, choose yourself, your goals, ready to stress less, work less, and yes, earn more in 2023. You cannot miss this exciting experience. The link to sign up will be in the show notes, and it's also at my webpage, tricksteinbach.com. I am so excited to experience this incredible course with you, to see how you build your brave, to experience the results you create, and to make a huge difference for you and for all of us in 2023. All right, let's go. Hey there, welcome back, and thanks for spending some time on this awesome podcast episode. Today, I'm going to answer a question that came through from a couple of people, through a couple of channels, and tends to come up quite frequently in coaching. And that question is, how do I take time off for real? Or how do I really take time off? Or let's talk about vacations. How do I get a vacation? This came through in emails, through social posts, like I said with my clients. I think this is pretty common in certain parts of the world. I need to first look at my own culture, the American culture, where it's estimated that less than half of people who have paid time off actually take it all. Then we're going to look into places like India, Japan, China, South Africa. Their culture of actually taking vacation is shifting a little bit. And tech is specifically bad at this. So the top two, according to research and according to the data that's out there, the top two industries that are really bad at taking our paid time off is the first one is medicine and direct healthcare. That's global stat. And the second is tech. So the industry known for starting the unlimited paid time off, unlimited vacation, is also the second worst at actually taking it. So this question makes a lot of sense. Sometimes when people send in this question, they were very generous with their story. And of course, I know the story of my coaching clients. And so these are some of the main problems that came up. I go on vacation, but I don't stop checking my email or checking in or getting updates or looking at the dashboards. The second problem, they don't stop reaching out to me. I still get emails. I still get text messages. I still get phone calls. And the third problem that came up a lot is my body is there, but my brain and my energy are still looping with work. So this podcast is for you if you go on holiday and you don't stop checking with work, or you go on holiday and your work doesn't stop checking with you, or you're on holiday, but your mind is still looping around with your job. So here's the answer. Take time off for real. Build the muscle. Just like every other skill, we have been taught to be constantly available. I lived in Europe for 13 years. The French are not constantly available. The Italians are not constantly available, nor are the Norwegians, the Germans, the Spanish, many other, the Dutch, the Czech, the Russian, the Polish, the Romanian, the Ukrainian, the Australians, the New Zealanders, the Brazilians. I can keep going. The Mexicans, the Costa Ricans. I can keep going. They're not always available. The fact that you aren't taking your holidays, the fact that you don't stop checking in, that you keep letting people reach out to you, that your body is in one place, but your mind and energy is in another. That's a learned skill. You were taught that. You learned it. And it made you successful. And now it doesn't work anymore. It's time to shift. So this is how you actually do it. First of all, you have to decide. You have to decide, okay, I learned this skill, and now it's time for me to learn a different skill. You also have to decide to plan your holiday. In companies where they now have policies after COVID, because of the rate of burnout, because of the bad retention rates, et cetera, there are companies out there that have said you have to plan a 10-day break to be out of the office for 2 weeks, and you have to plan that by some arbitrary date. And in those companies, the data is showing us a dramatic uptick in people taking advantage of their PTO. So you need to plan it. So these are the decisions you have to make. The decision that you're going to learn a new skill, the decision that you're going to plan your holiday, you're going to plan your vacation, and then you're going to have to decide that part of your compensation is your paid time off. If you're currently earning 200,000 USD or euros or the equivalent, and you're not taking your PTO, guess what? You're actually getting paid less than that because your PTO is baked in. Okay, so you got to remember that. You got to decide that all elements of your compensation package matter and that you're going to take your PTO. And the last decision that you have to decide is you have to decide to focus on what you are doing and not on what you are not doing. So, for example, I'm not working. Many of my clients say, I want to go on holiday and I just don't want to work. I just want to be like, I'm not working. I'm like, that's fantastic. That's good. But let's make it effective. One of my clients recently chose, I'm crafting memories here. So every time her brain started to go against her decision, she'd remind herself, not, I'm not working, but hey, I'm crafting memories here. Another client chose, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, and I'm going to make it a once in a lifetime experience. Another client chose, I choose my children. I choose my children. I choose my children. I chose, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So those are the decisions that you have to make. That's the first part of really taking time off, really taking a vacation. All right. The second part, you got to communicate. Okay. You got to clearly and repetitively tell people when you are going to be unavailable. This sounds very basic, but people don't do it because they're worried of being judged. They're worried of being the one who actually takes a vacation when other people aren't, right? Of actually taking their compensation and other people are leaving lots of money on the table, right? But you have to communicate it. I used to put it in my email at the very bottom, with my name, my title, how to get contact with me, and then my upcoming holidays. And then I would say it in any project plan, any project thing. Hey, I just want to remind everybody in 2 weeks, I'll be out for 3 weeks. You got to tell people over and over and over again. All right. The second thing that you got to tell them is your barrier of entry. Not, hey, if there's any emergencies, if there's anything urgent, I want you to reach out to me. You got to be really specific. Like, hey, if our executive officer, our executive sponsor cuts the budget, reach out to me. Hey, we have this employee we think might be interviewing for other jobs. If they give their 2-week notice, reach out to me. Hey, if the building's on fire, reach out to me. And at the same time, you have to communicate exactly how they can reach you. Is it text? Is it an app? Should they phone you and leave a voicemail? Better not be your email, because if it's your email, that means you're checking your email. And you're not checking your email when you're on vacation. Right? But you got to tell them what's the barrier of entry and be very specific. And then what specific channel they need to use to reach out to you. All right. And the third and the last, also the hardest, is you have to be accountable to yourself. You are a grown-up. If you're listening to this podcast, you are a grown-up. Or the person listening to it with you is also a grown-up. Okay? You have to hold your own. You're learning a new skill, so you're going to be uncomfortable. You're learning a new skill, so you're going to mess up. You made some decisions. You planned your vacation. You remembered it's part of your compensation. You chose the sentence to focus on. I'm crafting memories here, or I'm loving this. You set a barrier for entry. You established a channel. Now you got to follow through. So if they don't reach out to you via the channel you established, don't take action. If they reach out to you via the channel, but it's not above your barrier of entry, take no action. Or write back and say, hey, this is not urgent. This is not an emergency. This is not what we talked about. Please solution accordingly. That's what I like to text back. And then you have to be accountable to yourself and train your brain back into your focus statement over and over and over again. You have to hold your own. You are grown up. You are empowered. So go take a real vacation. Now you know how. Until next week, brave it up. Hey, before you go, our fellow women in tech really need these insights. So do them a favor, pop on over and leave a rating and a review on your favorite podcast platform. Help them find the Celebrate Brave podcast. All right, thanks a bunch. Until next time, brave it up.